morning, everyone. So this morning we're going to make a nice simple breakfast that's going to be nice and filling and delicious. We're going to simply do eggs, fried eggs, sausage, and some fruit. So we're going to talk about the important things and how to make sure everything comes out right. So first off, when you're cooking breakfast or when you're cooking any meal, you want to make sure that everything ends up ready around the same time. So the first thing we're going to do in this is we're going to put on the sausage. This is sausage that we made in our last show. And we're going to put that on because the sausage is always going to take the most time. So we're going to take the sausage and put it in the air fryer and set that. I just put the air fryer on and I'm going to check it a few times because I want to know when to flip it, and then I also want to know when it's really done completely. So while the sausage is cooking, I'm going to put this pot on for the eggs. But notice I'm not putting on the fire. I'm just putting it on the stove. Now, I'm going to put the fruit together. I don't want to make my eggs now because this sausage takes the longest to cook. Eggs only take a couple of minutes, like literally maybe 2-3 minutes. But sausage is going to take about 7 to 10 minutes to cook. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my bowl and I have my fruit. Right? The fruit I'm using are grapes. Now you can use any kind of grapes, whether you green, purple, red. You can use whatever grapes you want to use. And I'm using a grapefruit. Now I'm telling you, this is going to be delicious, but it is going to be more on the acidic side, and you might have to go to the bathroom and get a nice breakfast flush a little while after you eat this. But this is going to be it's just going to make for a really good breakfast. So this is a pink grapefruit. So pink grapefruits and grapefruits in general have a lot of peel. So when I break into this grapefruit, see, it's got a lot of pulp, right? Really thick on the pulp. So I'm going to pull all of that away. Now you don't have to peel the grapefruit like this. You can cut it into sections. But for me, that's just a little bit more, sometimes it can be a little bit more messy. And, you know, you get that juice dripping all over the place when you're eating it. And sometimes it could just be like you eat more pulp when you are biting it away from the peel. So, but I'm going to tell you, if you're trying to entertain some company and you have Mr., this man, this person that you're trying to impress with this breakfast, you probably might want to peel it like this, because when you're eating it the other way, and I'm going to put the bowl under here just in case some juice drips out, which it is going to do. So when you're trying to impress a person, it's not very impressive when you're biting into it and the juice is running and sliding all down your arm. So once you get some of the pulp pulled off, you want to break it in half. In the middle, pull out the center. This center on both sides. In the center, pull out some. Even if you pull some of the skin off, that's fine. That's fine. But you want to get rid of the middle part. If you don't want to pull it apart like this, you can always cut it into sections. You don't have to pull it apart. You can cut it into sections. That's kind of a shortcut you can take. Okay. So now I'm gonna rinse my hands off really good. Wash. Get it soap. Wash them. Make sure we do everything. Stay clean. Dry my hands with a paper towel. I wish dry my hands with a paper towel because a paper towel is more sanitary than a rag or sponge or anything else. Okay. Now we're gonna do grapes. Okay. So before we do our grapes, we're gonna just check with the light. Check on our sausage. Okay. Now the sausage is starting to brown. Which is fantastic. That's what we want to do. So, as you can see, it's browning. So now you want to turn the sausage over so we can get brown on the other side. Okay, so here the sausage is browning nicely. So we want to just flip that over. See, then you can see the difference. This is lighter, right? And we turn that over and we put it in. Let it keep going. And I'm gonna clean up. Always gotta clean up. I use plastic bags to put wet garbage. I don't like to have wet garbage in my garbage can, so I use plastic bags to put my wet garbage. Keeps it separate and helps keep like the stench down and right, keeps everything clean. I'm gonna wipe off my station. Right off my cooking area. Always keep the cooking area clean. All right. And I'm going to rinse my hands off from that Clorox. Rinse that off, wipe it off with a paper towel. And now I'm going to do grapes. Grapes, no matter how much they rinse them, do whatever with them, you still have to rinse your grapes off. Right? Wash your grapes off. So to wash your grapes off, you're going to use water, just water. I have water in this bowl, and the reason I put it in the bowl is because it will allow me to take a portion of grapes. I'm just going to cut the stem here, so I can take, a chunk of grapes. I can put them all in here and squish them around really good. And I'm going to rub them. You see, I'm just going to rub them because stuff is still going to come off of them. We still have stuff on them that needs to come off. So I'm rubbing them around really good. Now I'm going to pour out the water, pour all the water off, and then just take the grapes one by one off the vine and just drop them in. When they come off like this with the little stem, I'm going to take that off. Nobody wants to eat the stem. When you're done, you just throw them in. You're not putting it in any kind of way. But here's what you got, and that looks very nice. Now that we have that, check my sausage again. That sausage is almost done, which is perfect. This is what you want. When the sausage is just about done, you want to put your eggs on. So I'm going to use avocado oil. You don't want to use a flame that's too high because I have it on low. So you don't want to use a flame that's too high. But it being like it is, it's going to do a more wider, even cook. And because the flame's too high, it'll cook too fast. It can burn before it's cooked. So I'm going to add some avocado oil and just a little. I'll let it roll around the pan. Now I use non-stick pans and not pans that are supposed to be non-stick and then you put your eggs in there and they stick and you got to scrape them off. These are really non-stick pans. The egg is not going to stick to the pan, which is really important because if your egg is sticking to the pan, the scraping of it and the work that you have to do ruins the egg. It just messes up the whole thing. So now that it's been on and I see the oil moving some in here, that lets me know that it's hot. So I'm going to crack the egg. And I might just drop the egg in the pan. I'm going to drop it in the pan. Second egg. drop it in. Be careful because it's going to pop, splatter. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some salt, some pepper, just a couple of shakes of pepper, a couple of shakes of salt, nothing major, and I'm going to get a spatula. I'm going to get my spatula out. Okay, I got my spoon. So my cooking spoon. I'm checking my sausage. It's just about done. So now I'm watching this egg. As you can see, the egg is turning white on the bottom. It still has juice in it. So I'm just going to kind of break up the bottom where that's cooked. I'm going to break it up so that the part that's not cooked can go down to the bottom. Give it some space on the bottom and it can cook. So you want the egg to be, kind of cooked a little bit more evenly. So you don't want it to be like extra cooked on the bottom and the top is just yolk and egg, like just floating around. So this is going to help it actually cook up a little bit more evenly, right? So we're going to let it sit for just a minute. And I'm going to turn this air fryer off because it actually takes a minute to shut down. And I'm also going to put on right now some toast. I'm going to put 2 slices of bread in here. And we're going to have some toast. And I'm going to put the toast down now. Set it on 1 because the toast cooks faster than the eggs. So now I'm going to flip my egg over. And I just kind of scooped it from the side and let it just kind of fall over, right? Now what you want to do is you just want to have it, get that yolk and stuff cooked. So everybody likes it different. Some people like it with the yolk not busted. They like sunny side up eggs and it runny. I do not like my eggs all runny and slimy and all over the place. So, and at the same time, I don't like my eggs hard either. So once one side is cooked, a little bit firmer, then again, I'm just rolling it over. See, I just rolled it over. And that's just to make sure it all gets cooked. Now, as you can see, the whole thing is cooked. And if I flip it over, the whole egg is cooked. So we can take that out and plate it. Put it on a plate. It slide right off. We can add our sausage. And voila, the toast just popped up. Toast is ready. So the toast is in there and it's still hot, so it'll keep the toast warm until, so that you can put the butter. I have margarine. This is Smart Balance. This is gluten-free. It's got vitamin D, less sodium, less saturated fats, and it tastes great, so they say. Actually, it's pretty decent. So I'm just going to put that on there and take the other one out, and it's sitting in there staying a little warm, which is fantastic. And I just kind of slide the knife over the top so that it comes out just kind of like this, and that way it doesn't, it's not thick to spread. It's, it's more thinner and it can spread and melt easy. All right. Okay, and voila. Bon appetit. Okay, guys, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed what we made today. If you do try to make this breakfast, let me know in the comments how it turns out for you. And don't forget to like, share, and smash that subscribe button.